Hey everybody, Matt here with the Most Adequate Collection, and today I wanted to go over some, archives of my collection, some items that I've gotten in the past that I've liked, haven't really thought about because they've been tucked away in a box. As it is, I haven't really gotten a whole lot new recently, as far as new purchases, new acquisitions, anything like that. I've got a couple kids that have a couple trips planned with school, so money's been even needing to be saved up and utilized for that. Oldest one is heading to Costa Rica with the school's Spanish department in a couple weeks, so I had to figure out a way to get that trip funded. A lot of overtime at work and not a lot of expenses as far as the hobby goes. And then our middle one next year is going to Florida to Disney with the school's band, so that's cool for them. But in the meantime, we've got to figure out a way to pay for all that. So card purchasing has gone down. But at the same time, I still have a lot of great stuff that I haven't shown you guys yet. So it gives me the opportunity to kind of look through my boxes, find some cool stuff, some things with some similarities, and just some stuff that I like to kind of show off. And as I was going through to look for something to show off, I noticed I had some really cool patch cards from some hockey cards that I got back when I was opening boxes 12, 13 some years ago. And they don't really have a spot in my collection as far as in my Penguins collection, Hall of Fame, autographs, anything like that. But at the same time, they're really cool. They look great and just kind of wanted to show them off. And so that's kind of one thing that I found out is some really sweet patches of some NHL goaltenders. And being that this was a few years back, of course, they're all now former goaltenders, but at the same time, the cards look great. First one is of a Swiss goaltender, Jonas Hiller, who played mostly with the Anaheim Ducks, came into the league the season after they won the Stanley Cup, was their starting goaltender for a few years before he went to the Calgary Flames for a couple seasons. Made his debut in the 2007-2008 season. Played 23 games there and did pretty well. And soon after, I believe either the next season or the season after was named their starting goaltender. They had Jean-Sébastien Giguère for quite a while. And as his career was winding down, they tabbed Jonas Hiller to be his replacement. He did play for the team during their playoff run in 2009. Did pretty well for them, but ultimately they fell short. He did sign with Calgary in 2014 and played 2 seasons there before eventually signing with a Swiss hockey team to kind of play back home where he's from. But in the meantime, I do have 2 cards of his that are actually pretty sweet. Both of them feature patches. The first one is from 2014-2015 Upper Deck Artifacts, the serial numbered 61 out of 75, green parallel featuring a jersey and a patch. And the nice thing here is you do have a photo match. Not, if not to the exact jersey itself, just at least to the that black Anaheim Ducks jersey that they had then. And not only that, you get a lot of definition to the patch. I think I count 4 different colors. We've got the orange, we've got the gold, white, and black. The black of the jersey, but then there's also some black on the patch as well. But a great looking patch, really good position. Shows a lot of different colors, and then yeah, the plain white jersey is kind of boring. But the patch part of it looks great. But this one, I don't remember if I pulled that one from a pack or if I bought that separately. He was always a really affordable guy to get, and those Anaheim Ducks sweaters from back then look amazing on cards, so that was cool. This one I know I did pull from a pack. I really liked what Panini did back then with their limited series. It was one of the first higher end products that I started buying. It was one of those like one pack box kind of things. You get 120, $130 for a box. The box contains 1 pack. You get a couple base cards and then a couple jersey cards, always an autograph. And I always found, at least for me, that I had enough luck that I at least always got one really good card out of it. It doesn't necessarily mean I got a full return on your investment kind of thing. You never really do with these things. But there was always one card in each of them where I could say like, hey, at least I got that. I don't know if I ever really got a dud out of those, and I bought those for a couple years back then. But this one was great. Jonas Hiller, same player, number 2 out of 5. And not just only a patch card, but a really big patch card. And again, here you get the jersey match, same on the card. I don't know if that's intentional. I always found that Panini did a decent job of, whether intentional or not, but it worked out that way, of matching the swatches on the card with the photo on the card. And it could have been purely coincidental, and I might just be looking at this card and a couple others and noticing that. But great looking patch, and I like that you can that you can clearly see what part of the jersey it came from. So this clearly, if you look here, I believe it comes right from that, I guess, duck bill, not the what, I don't know what it, the I think it's meant to be similar to a duck's webbed feet, but the way that it kind of sticks out of the D on ducks on the front jersey crest, I believe that's where it comes from. But a great looking swatch. You got a little bit of the jersey there, but then a lot of the patch. You got a lot of different colors, a lot of different threading, and just a great looking card. Now I have no need for Jonas Hiller in my collection at all. He doesn't fit with my team needs. He's not particularly a guy that I felt the need to collect or get cards of. But when a card looks that great, you just hold on to it. So I was really happy about that, and I love that card especially. Next up, we got a different guy from the Nashville Predators, 2016-17 SP game used. And this actually was one of the last boxes, back when I was buying boxes of an open product. This is one of the last ones that I ended up buying before kind of taking a break from things. But SP game used, similar to limited, a 1-pack box, but loaded with hits, jersey, cards, memorabilia, autographs, and they used a lot of different things with it. I think I have one from that set too, which features a game used puck. But really cool. They did a lot of really cool things with this. This one is from the All-Star game, featuring Pekka Rinne of the Nashville Predators. Specifically, this one comes from the 2016 All-Star game. He was with the Nashville Predators at the time, and the All-Star game itself took place in Nashville, so he was kind of the hometown guy on the team. This is also, if you remember from back then, the John Scott All-Star game. And I've got a few items of his from that game, so I'll make another video surrounding that in the future, because it was a really cool story. But anyways, this one, Pekka Rinne, he was a great goaltender for the Predators for quite a few years. And not only that, was a Vezina Trophy winner for the league's best goaltender, a finalist 4 times. He did take the team to the Stanley Cup Finals in 2017 before they lost to my Pittsburgh Penguins. But a great goaltender for quite a few years. And this one is numbered 1/15 and features the indentation of the All-Star word with a great looking patch behind it. So you can still see a lot of the patch itself. Signifies the All-Star. And not only this, now you get some cards where they'll have the vague description, so you don't know where the jersey came from or if it was even worn or used or anything like that. But this one in particular specifies that this was, and I'll read the reading here, a game event used, but it specifies the event. Event used hockey memorabilia certifies to us as having been used in the 2016 NHL All-Star Skills Competition. So this was, it was the breakaway challenge, where I believe the challenge was the challenge was 4 goaltenders, and you essentially had to stop a breakaway shot from an NHL forward or defenseman. And he did really well in it. I think I want to say, when I looked it up, I think he stopped 16 or 17 shots in a row. Did really well. And he was, this one features him holding a guitar, which I think for a few of them, he actually threw his stick away and guarded the net with that guitar for that part of the skills competition. But it's not only a jersey match in that it's the same one, the same look of it. This is actually the jersey he is wearing in that picture. So it's really cool. Not only does it look great, but I actually know where the jersey came from, and yeah, that's great. And the funny thing about Pekka Rinne is that my dad, who likes hockey, but is as casual of a hockey viewer as you can imagine. In fact, I don't even know that he knows that the Utah Mammoth and Seattle Kraken even exist. But he was familiar with Pekka Rinne. But the funny thing is he thought that that was his last name, like he was an Italian guy named like Antonio Pecorini or something like that. But I always thought that was a little bit of a goof. But yeah, he figured it out eventually. Last up, I've got a guy who I really became a big fan of in 2010. And it was during the Olympics, the 2010 Winter Olympics that was in Vancouver. And it was Ryan Miller. Now, Ryan Miller, if you weren't watching back then, but are familiar with this year's Olympic gold medal, essentially similar to Connor Hellebuck this year, was seen as the reason that the American team got as far as it did. He was named the MVP of the tournament. He went 5-0-1 for his record, that one being the overtime loss in the gold medal game, with Sidney Crosby scoring what still is known as the golden goal. But he 5-0-1 record, 946 save percentage, 135 goals against average, which still stands as a U.S. Olympic record. And I remember from that too, when they did the medal ceremony, it was a Canadian crowd, keep in mind. But the Canadian crowd, when they were going through and giving the medals to each of the individual players, had enough respect for Ryan Miller's effort that when they announced Ryan Miller's name, the Canadian crowd gave Ryan Miller a standing ovation. So I certainly appreciated his effort and his performance, but of course they were happy to see Canada win the gold. But I did at that time buy up a few Ryan Miller cards, and one of them was this one from, it was 2011, 2012 Upper Deck Ultimate, numbered 18 out of 35, a dual patch card of Ryan Miller from his time with the Buffalo Sabres. And as you can see, the patch on the right, it looks like, is from a jersey number. The patch on the left being from the jersey crest of the Buffalo Sabres. So great looking card. Ryan Miller, even back then, was always an affordable guy to get. And even now, I think, as time has gone on, his impact on the team has kind of been forgotten a little bit. You just don't hear about him as much. And certainly if you were to go shopping for his cards on eBay, you would find him to be very, very affordable. But I like him on the Sabres. I'd like to be able to find something of his featuring him on that U.S. Olympic team. But yeah, that's what I have for now. Just kind of wanted to show off some old hockey cards that I have in my collection. I was going through and noticed I had some really cool looking patch cards of some pretty cool looking NHL goaltenders. And between the Sabres and the Predators and the Ducks, they all had great looking sweaters that really come across great on jersey card swatches. But that's it. I haven't had a lot of time on my hands because I've been trying to put in a lot of overtime at work to try and get some of the kids' trips and everything paid for. But yeah, I've got a lot of time on my hands coming up. The wife and kids are going down to Texas for a wedding. My wife's cousin is getting married, but I didn't have enough paid time off to make the trip myself. So I'm staying up here to work, but I'll have some time off. So I'm going to be bored a little bit. So if anyone has some spot or wants to do a collaboration or any kind of YouTube stuff with me, just hit me up. On my profile, I've got my email, so a way to contact me. But yeah, if anyone wants to do anything in the next week or so, yeah, just hit me up, let me know. I'd love to get on. And if not, then I'm going to be spending time recording some videos in advance. I'm in my living room right now because the kids are at school and wife is at work. So usually that's when I do most of my YouTube production. But with the summer schedule or summer vacation coming up for the kids, they're going to be home a lot. So my available time to record content will be limited. So I think what I'm going to do this week is spend some time doing some advanced recording. So stuff like this, of where it's not like a mail day kind of thing, or not responding to a particular event or anything going on. There's a lot of things that I can do to dig back into the archives of my collection and kind of pre-record some things ahead of time. So I'll probably do some of that, and so that way, even if I don't have time to record over the summer, I'll have stuff that's already recorded that I can put out there, just to kind of keep the momentum moving along. But yeah, that's all I got for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.